Hello, 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 everybody. Tonight is the night. My next Facebook Live event, three savvy secrets to have a body and energy transformation. Oh, who's excited? Who's excited? Who's excited? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining tonight. And as you're hopping on, whether you're watching live or even watching the replay, as you're logging on, please let me know where you are coming in from as well. And because I love to connect with you all. And if you know of anyone who could use this information, 3 savvy secrets to have a body and energy transformation, please share this with them, or you can click on the share button. You can actually invite them to the broadcast so that they can learn as well. And this is only going to be up for 48 hours, my friends. Why? Because this is my secret sauce, so to speak, right? This is actually 3 secrets that I share with my clients and that they get results with. All right, so who's excited? Don't forget, as you're logging on, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, please let me know where you're coming in from. If you're not familiar with me, I am #the Reform Dieter. That is Pamela Pedrick. I am a health coach teaching women how to lose weight without dieting. And I help busy, stressed women in particular to lose those stubborn, sticky pounds that are weighing them down from having the body and the energy that they want, all without dieting, all without deprivation, and with ease and fun. Because if it's not relatively easy, if it's not fun, right, no one's going to stick with it, are we? All right, so just sharing. Don't forget, share or invite if you know of anyone who would benefit from this. And since it will only be up for 48 hours, this will be about an hour in length. If you know that you're not going to be able to continue to the end, because I do have some goodies and some free stuff, go ahead and copy the link and paste it. You can either save it. There's if you click on the top 3 buttons on the top right, I think it is, you can click save after the event. And also you can right click on your laptop, copy the post, copy the link, and then save it as a Word doc so that you can come directly to this again. However, if you're in my exclusive group, Health for Life, I'm going to upload it for you so that you have access to it as well beyond the 48 hours. All right, so let's get started. I'm actually going to be doing a slideshow presentation, okay? So if you feel like and you want to save it for later, because I don't know about you, I like to take notes myself. So if you feel like I really don't want to take notes, just do some screenshots of everything. I'm just checking in here, making sure everything's flowing right. All right, so 3 savvy secrets to have a body and energy transformation, all without dieting or depriving yourself. I just got to switch something here real quick. It's always the joy of doing Facebook Live. Let me show you my screen. There you go. Now let's get back to the slideshow. So you'll be seeing me in the corner down below during this time, as well as the slides. Okay. So as I said again, you can do a screenshot because I'm going to be delving into, this is the secret sauce. This is the nitty gritty that I have found to work for me and that my clients have found to work for them as well. 3 savvy secrets to have a body and energy transformation without dieting or depriving yourself. Guess what? Even if you've tried everything, right? Do you feel like you've tried everything and nothing is working for you, right? Guess what? Been there, done that myself. All right, so here we go. So just curious, how would you feel if you had double the energy and lost those sticky, stubborn pounds by using simple, easy methods that anyone can do and that anyone can use? It's so simple, it's so easy. Anyone can do it, right? How would it feel if you had double the energy? All right. So just curious, what would it feel like if you had an easy way of eating where you can still eat everything? Yes, I said it. Where you can eat everything that you want to eat while maintaining a positive sense of being in control. What would it feel like for you to have that? So just curious, how would it feel to have an effortless way to jumpstart your energy upon waking up in the morning, no matter how you slept, no matter how many times your kids interrupted you during the night, or your pets? I've got pets. Sometimes they can wake me up, like the other night, every 30 to 60 minutes. My cat was waking me up with all the things he was doing. So an effortless way to jumpstart your energy in the morning, no matter how you slept. I can tell you, some days I felt like a zombie back in the day. I don't know about you. So what would it feel like to have a body and energy transformation using practical methods that you can easily do? By the way, tonight, if you're on the West Coast, you can use tonight, you can use tomorrow, you can start today. One tip, you're going to start at the next meal. No matter how busy you are. I mean, we are all pretty busy nowadays, right? And so, I don't know about you, but for me, it was like the thought of starting another meal plan or another way of losing weight was just, I got tired just thinking about that. That's how tired it was. So question, what if you were able to do all of this without ever giving up your favorite foods, depriving yourself, or going on yet another diet? What would that be worth to you? To have double the energy, to lose those sticky, stubborn pounds, to wake up in the morning and you're feeling refreshed no matter how you slept. Simple, easy methods, practical, that you can start doing today. What would that be worth to you? So Trisha says that would be great. Hey, I was with you on that one. When I heard about this, I'm like, sign me up right now. So if you've ever struggled to lose weight and increase your energy and you just feel like you're missing something to get the results that you desire, let me tell you, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. You see, this is my little backstory here. Yes, I am a registered nurse. And even though I thought I knew as a registered nurse what needed to be done to lose weight and to get healthy, that is, eat less calories and move more, it never seemed to really work for me. And I don't know about you, but if it were a one size fit all, just decrease calories and move more, I think we would all pretty much be at our ideal weight now, right? Wouldn't you say? So my second job was as a professional yo-yo dieter. And if you've ever worked 2 full-time jobs, it is exhausting. So that being a yo-yo dieter, I was exhausted. Now, and I was also a stress eater. I worked in a busy ER. First, I had nursing school. That's stressful. If you're a nurse, you know how that is. I worked in a very busy ER, worked in pediatrics. So you've got the whole emotional, thing with working with kids. You're stressed, you're busy. And I was craving like you would not believe, especially ice cream. See, I had a secret love affair with Ben and Jerry. So you guys, Ben and Jerry, anyone familiar with Ben and Jerry? Ben and Jerry's ice cream. And it would be an exciting night when I would go to help with my stress and get Ben and Jerry, and it was a BOGO, buy one, get one. And I would come home and I would eat the one and then eat half or whole or the rest of the second one all in one night. So it came to a point where this was such a cycle for me that I was a weekend binge eater. And it wasn't until I was on my own health and weight loss journey that I actually admitted for the first time that I had an eating disorder. But why was it just during the weekend? You see, underlying all of that, and it was interesting because I never realized it, because I never admitted it. I was in that good old denial stage, that I wanted, even though I worked weekends was a different, if you know anything about working weekends, it's a different energy, right? During the work week, Monday through Friday, it was rush. Weekends, not so much at work. So I would have this mentality, if I bought all my binge food, I needed to have it eaten by Monday. Why? Because come Monday, I needed energy. I needed for the work week, Monday through Friday. If I worked any of those days during the week, I needed energy. And I didn't want to feel like crap, right? So I instinctively knew that what I was doing was affecting my energy. I just wasn't admitting it. I was at my highest weight ever. I was looking for yet another diet because I was like, oh, please, maybe this one would work for me. Can you relate? Even just a little? I crave sweets all the time and I was exhausted. I was so exhausted that once I woke up in the morning and being that low energy, I would calculate how many hours it would take until I could be back in bed again. Can anyone relate? Like I would literally go, I got to work a 12-hour shift, come home, eat dinner, do this or that. Okay, so my earliest time to go to bed would be at 9 o'clock, right? I would calculate the hours until I go back to bed. So what I did when I started my health and weight loss journey is I was looking, being a nurse, I'm a science geek. Can anyone relate? I'm a science nerd. If you tell me you will get these results, A, B, C, and D, I want to know what's going on underneath. Why are we getting those results? So I was learning, even though I was a nurse, I was delving more into what is going on in our bodies. What's going on with me that I seem to can lose some weight, but then gain it back. And there is 2% of the people who lose weight. Say you got all these people who lose weight, only 2% actually keep it off. They never gain it back again. So I'm like, well, what do they do? What's their secret sauce, right? So I started my research and I started my own personal journey because I had a come to Jesus moment, right? And it was a birthday. Can anyone relate? You know, it's like, while I'm eating the rest of my birthday cake, right, I'm having a come to Jesus moment, stuffing my face with birthday cake. And I'm like, dude, I'm in my 30s. I'm going to be heading into my 40s. Something's got to give, right? I am exhausted. I'm stressed. My health is going to suffer. My migraines were cycling. I'm telling myself as I'm stuffing my face with cake, right? Something's got to give. So that started my whole journey. By the way, it started on Monday. Can anyone relate? We all start the diet on the Monday. Why? Because we want to do that weekend binge eating before we start anything. So yeah, I chuckle at myself now because I'm like, yeah, I did that back in the day. So my life now. So I actually spent a year's worth of research and Google and I became BFFs. And I seriously had to delve through all the fad diets because I didn't want to do that anymore. Because every diet I went on, yes, I may have lost some pounds and inches, but once you get off the diet, what happens? I gained it all back. And I'm thinking, dude, do I have to be on a diet the rest of my life? Something's got to work because there's 2% of people who lose weight who never gain it back again. So I was researching, what are they doing? So after that, implementing all this, I no longer struggle to lose weight. I actually say no to sweets. I'm a big dessert eater. I still love them. I still eat them. But I can actually say no when I'm stressed because I don't want to. I've not gone to Ben and Jerry for years now. It's been a while. After years of saying yes all the time. I have 3 times the energy. Yes, you might think I'm energetic now. Yeah. I lost 18 pounds and 22 inches. Yes, as women, our weight can fluctuate, you know, between 5 pounds or whatnot, can gain it, lose it. But I now have the tools in my toolbox to implement to lose that weight. I actually was working at a different high stress job. I've since quit. I gained 10 pounds because of the stress, but I had tools in my toolbox that I implemented and I was able to easily lose those 10 pounds. I no longer, by the way, I didn't diet. I no longer diet, so no more dieting for me. And my goodness, how freeing that is. And as a result of my own personal health and wellness journey, I was a huge, like I said, weekend binge eater. I was an emotional eater, especially if you work in a healthcare setting. You're very stressed, but there's an emotional component to it. When you lose patience, right? You connect when you lose patience. I stuffed my feelings, which is why I was a binge eater. You know, I was stuffing my feelings. I didn't because I thought, man, if I break down, I'm single, I live alone, who's going to pick me back up again, right? That was my whole thought process. And with each diet that I went on that failed, I felt like I was the failure. So when I had my come to Jesus moment, I'm like, I don't want to diet again. Here's my life now. Lots and lots of stuff going on. There's pictures from the Mexican Riviera. There's pictures of me with fellow health coaches because I wanted to, knowing what I went through, I'm like, I'm sure there are others out there who can completely relate. And I want to help them to have their own health and successful weight loss journey. So that's why I became a certified health coach. I'm still a nurse, but that's why I got my certification in health and life coaching, by the way. So some pics, always have to have a pic of the fur baby down below. He's still a little feral, so taking a selfie with him can be a little difficult at times. So here's how we're going to rock and roll it out tonight. I'm going to give you a simple way to have more awareness and presence at each meal, and this is going to help you to eat less. We're not going to count calories, but I'm going to help you to eat less. I'm going to share with you, by the way, this is my secret ninja tip that all my clients absolutely love, how to de-stress in 2 minutes so that you can resist those sweets as well as not overeat without giving up your favorite foods. And you can use this regardless of what you eat. I'm going to share with you how to jumpstart your energy and reset your system first thing in the morning, no matter how you slept. And for some of you, I will also share with you a way to dig deeper into all of this. So you might be thinking, yeah, that all sounds well, been there, done that. Does this really work? So here's one of my clients, Susie, and she says, this is different from what the diet industry tells us to do. For years, she would diet, lose a little weight, and then end up just saying, screw it, why bother? Because it wasn't working for her. So she no longer feels deprived. She's making healthier decisions. And the big turning point for her is she would always go to the vending machine at work every day at the same time every day to get a candy bar. She no longer does that because she's like, I don't need it anymore. Here's another client of mine, Trisha. For her, she could lose the weight. I don't know if you can relate. I completely do. Lose the weight, but it was how to keep the dang weight off. And that's how I felt too. I can lose it. How do I keep it off? How do I keep losing it? Because I would lose some. How do I completely lose it? And how do I keep it off? And she says, again, it's not a diet plan. It's different because it helped her to know how to keep the weight off. And the tips are easy to implement even with her busy schedule. You can do them even no matter how busy you are, if you're a busy student, if you're busy stay-at-home mama, if you're busy out in the workforce, no matter how busy you are, you can do this. So you might be thinking, okay, is this really for me? Well, if you're busy and stressed and want to easily kick that stress eating to the curb, then yes, this is for you. If you want to double your energy and lose those last sticky pounds, this is for you. And if you've ever been freaked out by the thought of starting yet another diet, because you're like, well, what if that fails too? And you want a simple way to no longer crave sugar, to no longer crave that comfort food, this is for you. And if you're ready to finally get this eating thing handled so that you can allow your best self to shine, yes, this is for you. But you might be thinking, if you're worried about feeling deprived because you've seen how almost everyone else does it, wrong, by the way. This is for you because you're going to discover how to have a body and energy transformation. Guess what? Without giving up sweetness, without dieting, and without depriving yourself. How awesome is that? So what it's not and who it's not for. And if it's not for you, totally cool. Thanks for joining me tonight. So appreciate it. It's not a diet. I'm not going to share with you another diet. It's not for those looking for how to count calories and exercise more, because we all know if that worked for everyone, we would all have lost the weight and counted it off by now, right? And it's not about eating diet type foods. We're not going to get rid of the junk food and switch them out for that diet type food. And if you've been on any diet, you know what I'm talking about with that. And it's also not for those who want to do nothing and lose weight. There's no push button stuff. Yes, remember back in the day, what was it, Staples, that easy button? Yes, there's an easy button, but there's not a do nothing button, okay? You have to implement it. By the way, remember I told you about, I was researching what the 2% of people who lose weight and keep it off do. So that means 98% of all of us who diet and lose weight, we actually gain it back again within 6 months. So for instance, say you have 100 people. Of all those 100 people who lose weight, 98 of them will gain it all back within 6 months. That is huge. I'm like, well, no wonder I was struggling so much. I was one of the 98% that kept gaining it all back again. I'm like, give me the secret sauce, 2%ers. But we have to realize no matter how much weight we want to lose, how energetic or healthy we want to be, we need to know as well as implement, we have to put into action what will help us to do so in a way that is permanent. Now for me, I don't know about you, the two biggest struggles were I was exhausted all the time and I craved sweets as a result. Remember, Ben and Jerry's. I was a weekend closeted binge eater. I overate and overate and overate. So here's my solution. I'm like, well, let's cut out all the bad foods, right? How many of you have ever done that? I'm going to completely stay off of sugar. I'm going to no longer eat the junk food. I'm not going to eat the bad, and of course we call them bad foods. And then what happens when we eat them? We feel bad and we think that we're bad because we ate them, right? But that didn't work for long because I felt deprived. So I'm like, okay, solution number 2. I don't want to have a diet mentality. I don't want to feel deprived. So I stopped eating and I'm like, well, I'm just going to eat what I want. And I did, and I gained weight because that's what happens. But then I heard about this thing called intuitive eating, where you listen to your body, you wait for your hunger signals, and you listen to what your body wants. If your body's craving something, that means you need whatever is in that food, vitamin, nutrient, whatever it may be. So I did. So I catered to my body, started doing that. I didn't give up the foods that I love. I lost weight, but what happened? I gained it back again. I'm like, dang on it. So I'm like, okay, 2%ers, give me your secret sauce. What is it that you do? Because I want to be in that 2% who lose weight and keep it off. So I invested $200 to $300 a month on a low glycemic weight loss program, and it worked. I'm like, okay, so low glycemic worked. It was also high protein. I'm like, okay, so high protein works for me. And then it also had a nutritional, like cellular cleansing component. Like, okay, so I got those three things in place. But I'm like, once again, am I going to have to be on this for the rest of my life? What happens if I no longer invest in that? Am I going to gain the weight back? So then I started researching, okay, what else is going to go? I took action researching what works, and this took time. Like I said, Google and I became BFFs. And I implemented. I invested a year in implementing this process. I was my own guinea pig. I was testing everything, discarding what didn't work for me and keeping what did. I was my own guinea pig because I was reading what the 2%ers do. And I'm like, well, let's see if it works. So finally I said, forget it. I was desperate as can be. I invested $7,000 out of desperation because, hey, I was spending $200 to $300 a month anyway. I'm like, let me just pay the big one up front and no longer have to invest to learn the best process, and it's not dieting. So question, how many of you have the $200 to $300 a month to invest in a low glycemic weight loss program, right? Because it worked. I lost weight, felt great, had energy. How many of you have the time to invest researching online what's going to work? How many of you have the $7,000, right? Yeah, no. So guess what? It's all free for you tonight, my friends. And part of that $7,000 is three of the things I'm going to share with you tonight. And these are things that I do share and coach my clients on as well, and they see results. So 3 savvy secrets to have a body and energy transformation without dieting. All right, so secret number 1, I'm going to share with you how to have awareness and presence when eating, because this does affect your weight. Secret 2, we're going to toss it back. Secret 3, we're going to learn how to breathe. Just breathe. Okay, so who sings that song? Every time I see this word breathe now, I always have that song in my head. So, but there's a certain way that you need to do this, okay? And you know me, I always give you a bonus with my Facebook live, my Facebook events. Bonus secret will be revealed. So that's bonus secret that'll be secret number 4. So secret 1, we need to have awareness and presence when eating. Okay, I'm going to get a little sciencey on you, okay? Here's the underlying reason why. If you're a science geek with me, you will appreciate this, okay? There's something called the cephalic phase digestive response, or in short, CPDR, which means that our digestion actually starts before we have even taken one bite of our food. And it needs to start before we've taken that first bite so we can properly digest our food and so that our food is not stored as fat. I'm going to say that again. So we can properly digest our food and our food will not be stored as fat. It's very important that this occurs. So the thoughts, sights, and smell of food actually stimulates our gastric secretions in our belly and our gut. It prepares us to digest the food even before we take the first bite. And by the way, as much as 30 to 40% of our digestive response, of our digestion of the meal, is due to this. You might hear thunder. We've had a storm coming in since like 7 o'clock, since like 6, 7 o'clock. So you might hear some thunder in the background. And the internet might be a little hinky, but you will still be able to hear me if it happens to be a little hinky on your end. So this is how our brain works, because our bodies, our brain must experience this pleasure. Because why? Sometimes the thought of food, we smell the food, makes our saliva increase in our mouth, right? And that's our body preparing us for digestion. So our body needs to have this, it is pleasurable experience, right? How many of you have ever gone out for a special event, maybe an anniversary dinner or a birthday dinner, and you didn't eat lunch because you want to have room for that dinner? For me, it was Chilean sea bass and pasta. It was at a local Italian restaurant where I grew up at, oh my goodness, I would skip lunch and just when they put the food in front of my face, the smell, the presentation, like it was so awesome. So that's kind of like what we have to do with each meal. I'm not saying, yeah, turn the candlelight on or, have a great presentation because, hey, I don't cook it that much, right? And my presentation's like, yeah, whatever. But there's a way I'm going to share with you that we can do this at each meal. Because if we eat too fast or absentmindedly just shoving the food in our mouth, our brain will interpret this as unsatisfying. So we will actually be left feeling hungry. So can you relate to this where you've eaten a full meal, but yet you're still hungry? You're like, man, I'm still hungry. Let me go get something else to eat. This is the reason why, because the CPDR has not been in effect. We've not properly done the pre-digestion phase of our meal. So we need to experience this. And I'm going to share with you how. So that's the underlying reason for all this. If we don't do this, our food will be stored as fat. All right, so the more awareness and presence that we all bring to each meal, the less that we will need to eat. So we're not counting calories, but by doing this, we actually will eat less calories. And this is the one thing that you can do to lose weight successfully without the suffering, without the deprivation. It only takes 20 minutes at most. It doesn't cost a cent or a dime or 2 nickels. It doesn't require any willpower or motivation. No, we don't have to white knuckle it anymore by, I'm going to prevent myself from overeating. Nope. You will lose weight without changing anything that you eat. And out of all the tools of this, and the one I'm going to share with you to de-stress are ones that my clients consistently use. Each time we meet, they're still doing it. It's called the 20-minute meal method, okay? So basically, for us to experience that meal as pleasurable, for our body to experience it as pleasurable, and for us to feel full, we need to slow down, okay? And we need to have what's called this 20-minute meal. So to get started, all you need to do is a clock or a timer. Hey, just use your cell phone. That's what I use. A pen and a special meal journal. So the first step is we're going to find out how long it actually takes you to eat a meal. We need to find the baseline, okay, of how long it takes you to eat a meal. If you're working in a busy hospital setting, like for me, I was like 5-10 minutes tops and I was done. I'm like, I got like 10 minutes left of this meal. So you're going to check the clock before you start your meal because you need to know what time it is, right? You're going to eat your meal at the pace you normally would eat. You're going to eat whatever you want. I'm going to repeat that. You're going to eat whatever you want, okay? Now, when you're done eating your meal, you're going to check the clock to find out how long it actually took you to eat. Just jot down how much time it took. Now, this meal journal is not a food journal. We're not going to write down what you actually eaten. It's not about being good or bad. Because sometimes when we think, I've eaten bad food, therefore I'm bad, it's not about that. We're getting feedback. We're discovering whether you are taking enough time while eating for your meal for your stomach to actually tell you what's the right amount of food is for your body, okay? It's not a one size fits all. We're going to find out what's working for you. All right, so step one is we're going to find out how long it takes for you to eat in general. Step two, okay, say you've eaten and you're like, dang, it only took me like 10 minutes, okay? At your next meal, you're going to increase your meal time by 5 minutes. So say it took you 10. Next meal, you're going to increase it to 15. This is where your timer comes into effect. You're going to document your meal time. You're going to find out when you started to feel full. Is it at minute 5? Is it at minute 10? Or is it, hey, I didn't really feel full. I still don't feel full. You're going to document your mood and your aha moments in your special meal journal. Now, I'll be saying your special meal journal. By the way, one of my gifts to you tonight for hanging with me is I'm actually going to give you a PDF file that explains this 20-minute meal in depth, as well as a special meal journal, okay? So increase it by 5 minutes. Step 3, you're going to keep repeating step 2, increasing each meal time by 5 minutes until you're eating for at least 20 minutes at each meal. And you're going to document each day in your special meal journal because you're going to find out at what point during that meal are you feeling full. And you might find with different meals, different foods, you're feeling full faster versus not so much. Step 4, know at what time you feel satisfied and when you tip over the scales into, I'm uncomfortable, okay? Yeah, we've never done that, right? It's something called Thanksgiving. I think we all do that, go a little overboard. And then step 5, you're going to make each meal for the next 7 days. Like I said, these are tips you can start implementing today, tomorrow. You're going to make each meal for the next 7 days a 20-minute meal or longer so that we can have that complete meal experience so we're not eating more than our body needs. And you're going to note whether you feel uncomfortably full at any time. Easy as pie. Remember, I didn't mention diet. I didn't mention calories. I didn't mention counting calories because there is no calorie counting. So if you've given all hope, guess what? Just come along. All right. So that's the first secret tip. 20-minute meal method. Step number 2, toss it back. There's a way of doing this. This is an easy energy booster. No matter what your night's sleep was like, it's an easy way to jumpstart your energy and reset your system first thing in the morning. So what you're going to do is we're going to toss back some water. And you might be thinking, oh, I hear about that all the time. Water smarter, whatever, which I have mine right here. Take a drink right now. This is actually a 20-ounce tumbler. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. That is my team. You're going to set a 20-ounce tumbler glass of water next to your bathroom sink. Okay, because there's a way you have to do this when you drink your water in the morning. So after you wake up, brush your teeth, relieve yourself, do all that morning routine, you're going to toss back the whole glass in one go. You're not going to sip it. You're not going to just take it here, there, willy-nilly. You're going to do like down this baby, okay, without choking on it, so not that fast. You're going to drink this whole thing. And here's the reason why. Because we're going to give us our body hydration. We've not had anything to eat or drink throughout the night we've been sleeping, unless we woke up in the middle of the night, had our something to drink. So it's hydration, and it hydrates our entire system, our cells, our tissues, our organs. It keeps our blood at the right consistency, and guess what? It helps deliver oxygen to our muscles, which immediately boosts our body's energy, immediate energy booster. And by the way, I'm going to talk about this. Yes, healthy bowel movements. I'm a nurse. Yes, I'm going to go there. Why? Because we need to have healthy bowel movements at least one a day. And you might be thinking, where on you go every 2 days or whatever. We actually should be going once a day, every day. Because when we have healthy bowel movements, it keeps the enzymes and bacteria in our digestive tract running smoothly. It helps our bowels moving. We're not, our waste, those bacteria and all that stuff, that junky to junk, will not be absorbed into our system throughout the day. So if you don't go in the morning, I'm not saying, if anything, at least go once a day. Don't worry about going in the morning, okay, if you're not there yet. But when we do go in the morning, we have more energy because that junky junk is not sitting in our belly and being absorbed throughout our system throughout the day, okay? That's an easy and instant energy boost. Downing yourself 20 ounces of good old H2O, good old water, first thing in the morning. All right, so here's another client of mine, Brandy, 7 pounds down without dieting. Now, when we first got together, her first words out of her mouth is, I'm a sugar addict. And I'm like, my name is Pamela, and I know what he's talking about. I'm a sugar addict as well. And it affected her weight, it affected her energy. And one of the main goals for her was, I want to have enough energy out when I get home from work so that I can get some movement into my day, so I can get some exercise. And she says that after working with me, she no longer has those dreaded sugar cravings. She lost 7 pounds in 6 weeks. And her energy and sharp thinking are steadily coming back. This is all without dieting. And by the way, like I said, I can give you any meal plan that you want. I have many, many, many meal plans, and I offer that to my clients. But for her and one of my other clients, they didn't want to be focused so much on, she already had some things in place, but, and I know, I understand too, I didn't want to be so focused on food. So a lot of this you can do without having a certain meal plan, and you can establish that later on. So 7 pounds without dieting, no deprivation. Secret number 3, breathe, just breathe. But there's a certain way we need to do this. And this is my all-time favorite. This is an all-time favorite of my clients. And so much so that my clients are teaching family and friends on how to do this. It's a way to de-stress in less than 2 minutes, okay, to de-stress. So, okay, I'm going to science geek out on you again. Stress affects our body on so many levels. And until you see the diagram and the amounts of pages, like how much stress affects us, you really don't understand it. Now, you might be familiar with that good old stress hormone called cortisol. Yes, it is associated with how it causes us to gain weight, especially in the belly, ladies, and an inability to lose weight, gain muscle, and it causes us to age prematurely. Yeah, we don't want that. I mean, let alone the weight. I don't want to age prematurely either. And stress decreases our nutrient absorption, right? And it tells you the reason why. So we're not getting the vitamins, the minerals that our body needs because they're not being properly absorbed into the body. And it increases our nutrient excretion. So we're peeing out, we're urinating out calcium, magnesium, potassium, zinc, chromium, selenium, microminerals. And I know a lot of women suffer from headaches and migraines. Magnesium is one of those supplements that we actually do need, but if we're peeing it out, it's not going to be helpful to us at all. It decreases our gut flora populations. You ever hear of leaky gut? Yeah. It decreases our gut flora populations. It destroys the healthy intestinal bacteria. Now, so question for you ladies, if you've ever had a UTI, a urinary tract infection, bladder infection, they put you on an antibiotic, right? Now, what they should be educating on is anytime you're on antibiotics for any length of time, you should be increasing your intake of like yogurt, your good probiotic. It's a good flora. It's a good bacteria. Why? Because antibiotics naturally decrease that good gut bacteria. Well, guess what? Stress does the same. So we don't necessarily have to be on antibiotics for any length of time in order for this to affect us. This is where chronic yeast infections come in. Yes, I said it, ladies. So if you have chronic yeast infections and you're under a lot of stress, that could be the culprit for you. Stress, stress, stress. It decreases thyroid hormone, which if you don't have enough thyroid hormone, you cannot lose weight and you end up gaining it. And a lot of women are finding, men too. I actually just have a coworker who said he found that his thyroid level was low. His wasn't a weight issue, his was an energy issue for him. By the way, it decreases those sex hormones. Yeah, I said that too, which leads to loss of libido and low energy. Well, it makes sense because if you don't have the energy, you're not going to want to engage in that activity, right? All right, and so here's how we're going to breathe. It's called the 5-5-7 breath. So before your next meal, because this will help us to properly digest our meal. By the way, another thing about stress, which wasn't in the slides, is that when we're under stress, our body naturally turns off digestion. So we cannot properly digest our food. If we do not do that, if our stress level is up and our body turns off that digestion, guess where all that food's going to go? It's going to be stored in our body as fat. So if you or if anyone you know of has that belly fat, but you got the chicken legs, the skinny legs, you're probably under a low level of chronic stress. You don't necessarily have to be at a 10 every day. If you're at like a 5 and that's your average every day, you're under a lower chronic stress for you. So if you're having difficulty losing weight, this could be the reason why. So before your next meal, like I said, you can start implementing today or tonight if you feel like you're stressed. How it works is you inhale to a count of 5. You hold for 5. Hold the breath, and then you're going to exhale for a count of 7. So the exhale is longer than the inhale. Now, if you're under a lot of stress, here's how we're going to de-stress in less than 2 minutes, because you're actually going to do this 10 times. If you do this 10 times, that's 2 minutes. And like I said, this is a favorite of my clients. They teach their friends and family, and they come back and like, oh yeah, I told so-and-so and it helped her, and I told so-and-so and it helped them. And yes, I still do it, and I use it not just before the next meal, anytime that they feel stressed that they've been using it, which is awesome. So let's do this together, okay? First off, I always have you exhale because we are such shallow breathers that we don't exhale when we need to exhale, let alone inhaling. When you inhale, your belly's going to come out, and that's what you want to do. If you've ever taken voice lessons, that's one of the first things they say. They say, let the belly out, because as women, we're so used to like sucking it in at times, right? So when you inhale, you're inhaling until your belly's going to come out. When we exhale, our belly comes in. That's how we should be breathing all the way into the belly. We as a society are such shallow breathers that when you first start doing this, you might feel a little surge of energy, which is awesome. So let's do this together. And if you're watching the replay, I want you to do this as well. You're going to sit down. You should be seating for this. You in a comfortable position, shoulders down, okay? So let's exhale. I'm going to have you exhale. And this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to say exhale. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to do this a couple of times. So I'm going to be counting. I can't breathe with you. So exhale. And then we're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we did that twice. If you continue that for another 8 reps, you will de-stress in 2 minutes. And every time I do this with a client and I ask them how they feel, they're like, man, I feel sleepy. It's like, because all the stress has gone out of their body. Now, if your level of a 10 stress, 10 being you're like really high stress, you might need to do this more than 10 times to be completely de-stressed. But any decrease in stress is a benefit, right? We're at least starting to de-stress. So if you do that 10 times, you are going to de-stress in 2 minutes. Do this before your meal, especially if you work in a high stress environment. We as women are so used to not acknowledging the stress that we feel because it's like we got to push it down inside because we got too many other things to do. But yet underlying all that, and I showed you on all the past slides, how stress does affect our body, even if we're not exactly quote unquote feeling it. So this gives your body, by doing this, a chance to relax before your meal. Now, you don't have to do it 10 times before your meal. You can, but at least do it 3 to 5 reps, okay? It increases our digestive capacity. By the way, this is how we trick the brain into thinking that you are relaxed. It's a brain trick. Our brain cannot determine whether we're stressed because we lost our keys and we're late for work, or we're running away from a lion and our life is in danger. All it knows is that we're stressed. So when we do this 5-5-7 breath, our body naturally relaxes and our brain goes, I thought I was stressed, but now I'm breathing like a relaxed person, so I must be relaxed. So the sympathetic nervous system goes, I don't need to turn off stress anymore. And the parasympathetic nervous system goes, hey, I'll take over. Let's turn on digestion so that our food will not be stored as fat. We can pull more nutrients from the food that we're eating because they are properly absorbed. And once again, what I say, your food won't be stored as fat. Your food won't be stored as fat. Your food won't be stored as fat. Woo woo. How many of you like that one, right? You can jump for that. 5-5-7 breath. That was my favorite. This is my favorite, and it's a favorite of my clients as well. I'm giving you the good stuff, my friends, which is why this will only be up for 48 hours. Need my water again. So question for you, have you gotten value so far? And what was your favorite tip so far? What's your favorite secret? Let me know. Or what's the one you're going to try that you're excited to try? Don't forget, I will give you the PDF file to the 20-minute meal method, as well as the special meal journal, that link to that PDF file, so that you can download it, you can print it out, and you can start implementing it, okay? And since this will only be up for 48 hours, you want to go ahead and do that tonight, or if you watch the replay within the next 2 days, do it then, because once it's down, it's down. So have you gotten value so far? Let me tell you, this is the secret sauce, my friend. This is what the 2%ers who lose weight and keep it off do. They just naturally, some people just naturally do that. Do you ever, have a friend or a loved one who, like, no matter what they eat, they stay thin, right? You're like, oh, your metabolism must be so great. You never know. They might naturally implement these 3 tips that I've given to you. So Trisha says the 20-minute meal. So that's your favorite. 20-minute meal. Yeah, I noticed I was eating like 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, and I'd be like, I eat so fast. And I would take it home with me. No matter what I was eating home in the restaurant, I was a naturally fast eater. So it took me some time to naturally slow down when I ate my meal. All right. A bonus secret. We're gonna move it, move it, move it. Let's move it, move it, move it. I'm not talking about exercise. I'm talking about movement. Let's get some movement in. So I'm going to give you a movement menu, or you can create your own movement menu. There's something that happens, especially if you are a beginner to your health and weight loss journey, that when you think of exercise, it's like you have a love-hate relationship with it. I can understand. You love to hate it, right? Because you don't need to go to a gym. You don't need to pay for a gym membership. You don't need to have any special gym equipment. By the way, just look in your living room, dining room, in your house. You might have some gym equipment that you got for Christmas, right? That is just like clothes are on it. You can't find it. Yeah, like uncover that bad boy and you can start doing that, right? So any kind of movement that you love to do, or that you thought, hey, that sounds like fun, I want to try it. Hula hoop. Okay, how many of you can actually do the hula hoop? I used to do it all the time when I was younger. I can't get it anymore. So when I go to someone's house and they got the good old hula hoop, I'm like, let me try it again. You get some movement. You get your heart rate going up. Walking, great for beginners. You can walk anywhere, treadmill, outside. You don't need any special gym equipment for this. Rollerblading, okay? You might have some rollerblades. Maybe your kids do. You can go rollerblading with them, right? Jumping rope, just jumping rope, jump rope. This is my favorite, dancing. I dance, okay? I gotta admit, I dance in the car. Did any of you car dance? Like I got my tunes up and I'm like dancing and people are looking at me like, and I'm like, hi, I'm dancing. You want to join me? Dancing in the car, at home. And this also helps elevate your mood, dancing as well. Turn on the radio, turn on some tunes and dance. Canoeing, paddleboarding, running around with the kids, running around with your dogs. Anything that gets you up and moving and that you enjoy. You do not need to stress yourself out with the thought of, I don't want to go to a gym. I don't want to do the treadmill. You can find so many other things that you can do. Find what you like to, like you might be interested in trying, or that you know already that you love to do, and just do it. So create your own movement menu. I gave you some things. Maybe you want to screenshot that one. Movement that you enjoy, movement that you want to try. And then for this week, commit to what you can do. When you set a goal for movement, you won't want to be like, oh, I want to do it every day for the next 7 days, because you're not going to accomplish that, especially if you've not started anything to begin with, right? So set your up for success. So if you think, well, I can definitely do 2 times this week, then schedule it for 2 times this week. Put it in your calendar. Do it for at least 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes. Then as you get used to that and you think, oh, I can do it for another day. I can do it 3 times this week. Go ahead and do it. Or if you think, hey, I can increase how long I do it, go ahead and do it. If you make such a huge goal and you don't reach it, what's going to happen? Are you going to stick with it? Chances are no. So make sure that you can definitely do it. Set yourself up for success. Movement, movement, movement. All right. So before we go to Q&A, and if you are watching the replay and you have questions, please put them in the comment section below. I will respond back to you, okay? I would definitely get back to you with any questions that you have. So as I said, my gift to you is how to lose weight when nothing else is working. This is the 20-minute meal method. I'm going to post the link in the comment section at the end of this. Once again, it's not an opt-in. I don't need your name. I don't need your email. As soon as you click on that link, boom, it's going to pop up. You can download it. You can print it out, whatever you want to do. So you might be thinking, well, yeah, this all sounds good and well. How can I use this to get results now? That was always me. Bottom line me. Is this going to work? And how soon it can work, right? Yeah, you can definitely use this to get results now. So there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can first off do it by yourself. No problem, easy peasy. But it probably will take you a lot longer to do. And it's just tiring, especially if it's going to take you longer and you're trying to implement and you're like, how do I tweak? Is this really working? Or you can lock arms with someone who has already proven to make it work in a busy everyday life, okay? We're going to make it fit for you, not make you fit it, okay? And I think that's what happens a lot of times when we start dieting is we're trying to make our lifestyle fit the diet and not the diet fit into our lifestyle, right? How many of you have ever done that? Yeah, and that's why I was like, it's not sustainable, all these diets always going on. So if you choose to lock arms with someone who's already proven to make it work in busy everyday life, ever watch The Voice, Blake Shelton? Pick me, pick me, pick me. Only if you've watched The Voice will you get that, right? Wait, he does it one finger method, right? Pick me, pick me, pick me. Locking arms with someone like a health coach, you need 3 ingredients with anything that you do when you're on a health and weight loss journey. You need, first of all, the right system, the right support, and the right accountability. And you need all 3 of those together. Kind of like those 3 legs of a stool, bar stool, whatever kind of stool that you sit on. If one of those legs isn't there, it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to sit on it, right? It's going to fall. So same thing with our health and weight loss journey. We need the right system, the right support, and the right accountability. We need all 3 of those at the same time for success and for permanent results in success. So I have actually 3 different programs that, should you choose to work with me, 3 different programs that are designed specifically to make this time different. So someone to encourage our progress, someone to kick in the butte lovingly when we make poor choices. It's not, because I've had one client in particular who was like, I was so afraid I get reprimanded. This is so much better. I'm like, not going to reprimand you. It's feedback. We're looking at feedback. So it's a lovingly kick in the butte. It's a loving kick in the butte, right? A love tap when we make poor choices, because we're going to look into the reason behind it. Because if we don't deal with this, you're not going to keep that success, okay? You're going to gain the weight back, which was me, because I didn't have anything in place. So my invitation to you is, and it's free. It's free. It's not going to be free for long. So if you happen to click on the link and it doesn't work, limited time, my friends, 48 hours, it's free. Because of your free body and energy transformation breakthrough session, where you will find, where we are going to discover for you what your cravings mean and why you're stuck and how to get unstuck, okay? You ever feel like you're on that hamster wheel? Client the other day just said that, I feel like I'm on this hamster wheel. They can't stop the hamster wheel. We're going to find out what's going on, all right? And get off that hamster wheel. We're going to determine the number one thing stopping you from having the body and energy that you want. We're going to identify the most powerful actions that will move you towards the body and energy that you desire. By the way, if you're thinking, how's this going to work? It is a one-on-one coaching session with me. I normally charge anywhere between $50 to $75 for an hour with me as your health coach. It is free for you. So we're going to help you. We're going to work through this, okay? You're going to discover the essential building blocks to having the body and energy of your dreams, and to keep that body, by the way. Discover a plan of action to experience a total body and energy transformation in 90 days or less. So invest 45 minutes of your time. It can run to 60 minutes, depending on how many obstacles you say that you have. It depends on how the session goes. It's one-on-one coaching session with me on the phone, via phone. You don't need to come to me. I don't come to you. It's all by phone. So I guarantee that you will walk away with at least one major aha, at least one. You could probably come out with more, but at least one, about how to break out of the ruts, get off that hamster wheel, and get into action and start losing the weight and keeping it off for good. This time really can be different, okay? So what makes this program unique is that we focus on what you get to have rather than on what you don't, right? How many of you have ever been on those diets where they give you a list of can-haves and can't-haves, right? You cannot have, you cannot eat. What do you focus on? Like, oh man, I can't have that. Oh man, I can't have that. Oh, that's off the plan too. Yeah, been there, done that. And then what happens? Our bodies are like a 2-year-old toddler, and we have that meltdown and say, I'm going to eat it anyway. Just screw it. So if you want to discover what your cravings mean, discover why you're stuck and how to get unstuck, if you want to determine the number one thing stopping you from having the body and energy that you want, because it's different for everyone, if you want to discover a plan of action to experience a total body and energy transformation, if you want to identify the most powerful actions that will move you towards the body and energy that you desire. So, question for you. Are you ready for the right system, the right support, the right accountability? So this is specifically for you guys, okay? Here's how we're going to do it. You can schedule your, once again, it's free. I usually charge anywhere between $50 to $75 for a one-on-one coaching session with me, but it is free because you hung out with me tonight. And if you're watching the replay, the link's still up because you're watching the replay. So that link will get you to your free session that you can schedule with me. I have lots of times available. Schedule one that works for you. Once again, it's a one-on-one coaching session with me. Find out what your obstacles are, where you're getting stuck, how to get you unstuck. And even if you don't choose to continue to work with me, that's totally cool. Totally cool. But at least I will always give everyone a free gift, okay, when they do this session with me, okay? Regardless of whether you continue to work with me or not, I see what your priorities are, what's the number one thing that's stopping you, and I give you a tool to use to get you over that hump, so to speak, that you can start implementing that night or the next day. So you'll go home with at least one aha. You'll go home with a free gift from me, another tool to put in your toolbox to get healthy and to lose weight. Sorry, my South Jersey accent is like popping out all of a sudden. I just got a tool in your toolbox. So click on the link. By the way, the link is actually in the description at the top, the description of this Facebook Live event. So you can go up the top, click on that, and it'll show you all the times that I have available. If I have lots of times, if for some reason, if for some unknown reason, the stars align, whatever, that you're not finding the time that works for you, please reach out to me. We'll see, we'll work something out, not a problem. Okay, once again, if the link works, it will work for you guys tonight, and it'll work for you within the next 48 hours. But if for some reason this link happens to get out and it doesn't work, then the limited time on the free session has expired. Okay, once again, it's a $75 value. So you're getting tonight, you are getting the exact same methods and secrets that I personally use and that my clients use to go from exhausted and overweight to energetic and healthier in less than 90 days, okay? I have so much more for you should you choose to work one-on-one with me. So much more, which is exciting. Once again, schedule your free session with me. We're going to help you find what's making you stuck, get you unstuck, start you on your journey. Even if you choose not to work with me, I have 3 different programs available. We'll find one that's going to be of benefit to you. All right, should you choose to work with me. And like I said, if you choose not to work with me and you've got, at the end of the session, that's totally cool. Not a problem. Not a problem. So once again, the link is in the description above. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging with me, those of you who have gone through this whole thing, even on the replay. And once again, if you have any questions, replay watchers, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and post them in the comment section because I will get notified and I will answer your question in a timely manner. I know your time is precious, especially for all of you who work Monday through Friday, tomorrow being another work day. You might need to get up early. Me too. I know your time is precious. I don't take it lightly that you made the choice to spend your time with me, which is why whenever I do a Facebook Live event, I give you some goodies because I know how valuable your time is. So click on the link now and let's get started on your body and energy transformation together. Once again, that link is posted in the description. I will also post it in the comment section below. And I'm going to do that right now. Let me just get on my screen. And all right, so let me copy and paste these links. I'm going to post them all together and then I will post them separately as soon as I can get on here. All right, so I am in. I have to actually get on the internet and do this. The software I'm using tonight to share my slides, I can't post directly on that. So I'm going into the program right now. Into the Facebook Live event right now. La 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 la. Do 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 do. All right, so I am pasting it right now, all of the links to all of your goodies. And I will also print them separately. So here I go, printing them separately. How to lose weight when nothing else is working. That is the 20-minute meal method, which I've shared with you. The next one is, remember I kept saying the special meal guide, special meal journal. Sorry, I can't even say meal right now. It's been a long day. My South Jersey accent is coming out. And this is that journal that I'm pasting the link to right now. And then I'm going to paste the link to the breakthrough session. Once again, it's free. If it's still working, it's free. But if you're watching this and it's been within the 24 hours since this live event has gone on, you'll have access to that for free. All right. Does anyone have any questions? Once again, replay viewers, just post your question in the link comment section below. And I will answer your question. All right. So thank you for hanging out with me. I do so appreciate it. Once again, if you're finding that there's no time that works for you, please reach out to me. We will get something going for you. Okay. And everyone who's done a breakthrough session with me, even if they haven't joined me, has found value in it. Okay. So don't think, well, I don't want to do it because I really don't want to work with you one-on-one for whatever reason. That's totally cool. Like I said, not everyone's a good fit. That's totally cool. But you're like, oh, but I want to, but I don't know. Go ahead, sign up for it. We'll do the session together, and you don't have to work with me, but you'll at least go away with value, definitely. As well as I said, I always give everyone a free gift, another tool in your toolbox that you can use. These 3 secrets that I have shared with you tonight have helped me to lose weight, to keep it off. And when I gained that 10 pounds again, when I told you earlier, I gained weight, I put it into place again, and I was able to lose it. These are secrets. These are tips that I share with my clients, should you choose to work with me. And they work. No dieting, no depriving yourself. Eat what you want, okay? But do it in 20 minutes. Do it when you're not stressed. And make sure you get that water in the morning. All right, that's it for me tonight. Thank you so much for chilling out with me. As I said, as promised, an hour, and I'm pretty much at the hour mark for you guys. To your health, and see you on the next broadcast. Have a great night, everyone.